You know how everyone's always talking about how AI will make us faster, more efficient, more productive? Well, what if I told you about a time it did the exact opposite? This is a story about how trying to be clever with AI turned a super simple task into a slow, painful, and honestly pretty funny disaster.
Let's just start with a number. 4. 4 times. Just let that sink in for a second. That is how much longer a task took, all because of a well-intentioned but, let's say, misguided attempt to be more efficient with AI.
All right, so here's the play-by-play. The author needed to add 64 connections on LinkedIn. Simple enough, right? The first 30, he did them by hand in just 15 minutes. Easy. Then the classic light bulb moment. Hey, I'll automate the rest with an AI tool. I'll be so productive. Yeah, about that. The AI was 3 times slower per person. It crashed, not once, but twice, and he basically had to babysit it the entire time. An hour and $83 later, the quick task was finally done.
And while watching this AI just completely fumble the task, he had this wild realization. In our workplaces, we treat people like machines, don't we? We measure them with KPIs, we expect them to be on 24/7, and at the exact same time, we're pouring billions of dollars into making our machines more human. We want them to have creativity, to have empathy. It's completely backwards. And this brings us right into our first big idea here, something we can call the AI efficiency trap, this sort of upside-down world we seem to be building for ourselves.
I mean, this just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? On one hand, we push people for maximum output, treating them like cogs in a machine. And on the other, we're trying to code the very things we're squeezing out of people, emotion, creativity, real human connection, into our software. We're grounding down what makes us unique and then trying to build a cheap, artificial copy.
So we have to flip the script. The goal of AI shouldn't be to replace human creativity, but to amplify it. Let the AI handle the grunt work, the repetitive machine-like tasks. That frees us up for the deep thinking, the creative leaps, the human stuff that only we can do. It's about that perfect partnership, our ingenuity paired with AI's raw power.
Okay, so that's a nice philosophy, but how do you actually put it into practice? Well, the author didn't just complain about it on the internet, he started building something, a solution he calls a digital second brain.
And when I say he started building, I mean he went all in. He launched this insane challenge for himself, build 12 different AI products in just 12 weeks. And you can see the results here. Everything from Momento AI, which is a memory tool, to Author AI for getting over writer's block, even a research assistant. Each one was a real-world experiment in using AI to boost human ability, not to make it obsolete.
But, just building 12 separate tools wasn't the final goal. The real breakthrough, the aha moment, was connecting them. He designed what he calls an AI memory system. Think of it like a shared brain for all the different tools. So instead of a dozen disconnected apps that don't know what the others are doing, you get one unified assistant that understands your full context, your ideas, your projects, your conversations.
And here's how this memory-first architecture works. It's actually beautifully simple. First, the data input layer just gathers up all your information, your chat histories, notes, documents, you name it. Then, the processing layer acts like a brain, pulling out the key memories and organizing everything. And finally, the application layer lets all those different AI tools tap into the shared memory, which means they can give you much smarter, more personalized help. This whole journey, from that failed LinkedIn experiment all the way to building this complex system, it all leads to a really fundamental question, and it's really the heart of this whole explainer. What are we even talking about when we say the word efficiency? See, we're all trained to think efficiency just means speed, doing the same thing just faster. But that's a flawed definition. True efficiency is about creating more value in the same amount of time, and that value can come from some pretty unexpected places, as you're about to see. Take this electric skateboard. Its big innovation isn't that it's the fastest board out there. Its value is that it has no remote. You control it with your body, just like a real skateboard. So it redefines the efficiency of a commute. It's not just about speed anymore. It's about making the journey itself joyful. It creates more value, in this case fun, in the exact same slice of time.
And this idea of value applies to our relationships too. The author tells this amazing personal story about his 2 sons who just were not getting along. Now, the fastest way to fix that is to just end the argument, right? But instead, he used his AI system to design this whole family team framework based on Pokemon. The true value here wasn't speed,
It was building a lasting connection between two brothers. Now that's a much higher form of efficiency.
Value also comes from embracing imperfection. So the author found a bug in a brand new product from a major AI company on the very first day it was released. The takeaway isn't to criticize them, but to realize that even the biggest players are still just figuring things out in public. True efficiency isn't about shipping a flawless final product. It's about the speed of learning and improving. The value is baked right into the process itself.
And finally, value is tied to freedom. Take AI video generators. When one popular model was updated with a ton of heavy restrictions, its creative potential just plummeted. A tool can be perfectly fast and technically amazing, but if it's so locked down that it stifles your creativity, it loses all its value. Its efficiency basically becomes zero because it can no longer help you do what you need to do.
So, if our goal isn't just about speed, and if real value comes from these surprising places like joy and connection, well, it leads to a pretty counterintuitive conclusion. We need to embrace the value of slow.
In classical philosophy, there's this concept of the three immortalities, the things that actually last: your character and your values, the contributions you make, the problems you solve, and the wisdom you share with others. Now, AI can be a massive amplifier for the last two. It can help us solve problems and share knowledge on a scale we've never seen before. But that first one, virtue, character, that is all on us. That's the human foundation.
And that's really the final crucial point here. In an age that is absolutely obsessed with acceleration, the most valuable pursuits are often the slowest. Building your character, nurturing deep relationships, finding your purpose. AI can't do any of those things for you. The best it can do, hopefully, is just give you back the time to focus on them yourself. So I'll leave you with the author's question to ponder. As you're busy hitting deadlines and checking boxes in your own work, what are the invisible things you're accumulating? Is it just another skill for your resume, or is it something deeper, stronger resilience, a new perspective, maybe a better understanding of who you are? That's something to think about.